Have you ever wondered what the first steps in establishing your business are? Well, if so, today's your lucky day because I'm going to break down the steps that I took, or the very first step that I took in establishing or creating my business once I decided to actually move forward. That's right. In this video, we're going to talk about the pros and cons of a lawyer filing your LLC paperwork. And then we will summarize everything that we've talked about so you can make a better informed decision on whether or not to move forward with either using an attorney to help you file your LLC paperwork or kind of going alone and doing it by yourself. Hey guys, it's John with ReelBlue Custom Rods, and today's video is going to be the first video of a new series of videos that I am going to create for this channel in response to my community tab request. That's right. 88% of you guys said that you were interested in learning more about the business side of a custom fishing rod business versus just learning how to create fishing rods, how to create gaffs, how to tie flies, and all of that neat stuff that I do on my channel. And I'm actually looking forward to kind of getting into that information with you and kind of sharing some of my best practices on this journey that I've taken over really the last almost 5 years of setting up this business and kind of making my dream kind of come true. Now in this video, which I'm excited to do, I'm going to share with you guys some of my journey and some of the things that I went through when I finally decided and kind of said, hey, I want to move forward and I want to start this custom fishing rod business, because quite honestly, that first step involved me using an attorney, and I believe an attorney could be beneficial to the process. I mean, let's be real, having somebody in your corner that has your business and your interest in mind could definitely be beneficial to the process and kind of help you make that road less traveled a little bit more familiar, a little bit easier along the way, versus kind of going alone and unafraid. That being said, everyone's business is different and everyone has different needs. Now, here's where I feel that the attorney brought value to my process in filing for an LLC. First, it's about filing the necessary documents. Things like your articles of incorporation, your operating agreement, and filing for your EIN or your employer identification number. Now, the articles of organization are basically your foundation. They're the building blocks of your LLC, and they consist of these requirements. The first one, and probably one of the most important ones, is your business name. Is your name available? Does it make sense? All of those things you need to take into consideration. So your business name, what's the purpose of your business? The principal location of your business. Is it a traditional brick and mortar facility where you have customers and clients come and go? Is it a business that you conduct out of your home and you have customers come to you, like a barber or a beautician? You cut people's hair inside your house, so your clients come to you. They get the service, they pay you, and then you leave. Or is it a business that's run out of your home, but it really has more of a complete online presence? The next thing that this document will cover is who is your business's registered agent. And I think this is quite important. And for the most part, I think it was one of the most important aspects of having an attorney or a lawyer help me with filing my LLC. Why? That's a great question. I feel having a trusted agent other than the owner can be very beneficial, as that trusted agent is the person that receives all notifications or official papers and legal documents associated with the business on your behalf, which could include, if you have not ever thought about it, things like lawsuits. Somebody comes to your property to do a business. Again, going back to the barber or the beautician part, you're cutting a hair, you accidentally snip off a part of somebody's ear and they come back to sue you. You are not the one that's being served. Your trusted agent, i.e. your attorney, is the person that receives that documentation and then communicates that suit to you. I think that in itself is a very important consideration to think about when you're applying for an LLC. Next, we're talking about management and structure. Are you going alone like a sole proprietor? So it's just you that runs everything in your business. Or is there multiple owners in the business? Is there 2 or more people? And then what roles do those 2 or more people have in the LLC? And then lastly, the duration of the LLC. Some states have a cap at, a few decades, but you just have to renew it. But the articles of organization will help cover, the proposed or tentative duration of the business if it's necessary. So let's get on to the next part of that, and that is the operating agreement. The operating agreement is important because that's going to help, the business and the state understand who the true boss is, like who's making those decisions, who's making those daily business decisions that's going to affect that LLC. Is it, if it's a sole proprietor, it's just you doing that, then of course that's you. But if it's a business that's, owned by, 2 or more people, do those 2 people have 50-50 relationship when it comes to making decisions on that business? Or is it more 75-25? Or is it, there's 2 owners. This person makes all the business decisions and this person does not, which rolls right into which percentage of the business is owned by those owners. Again, is it, a sole proprietor? Hey, I own 100% of the business. Or if there's 2 of us, is it 50-50? So again, it's about ownership, who owns what percentage of the LLC. And then within that, who is making those decisions or those business decisions for the LLC, which takes us to the next thing within the operating agreement, and that's voting rights and who has those voting rights if that's necessary. Next, what if somebody decides to leave? Or what if somebody wants to force somebody out, right? The operating agreement up front is going to describe what that process is. Again, covering things like, hey, if you opt to leave or if one of the owners opts to leave out of the business, what is the process we're going to follow? Or worse, what if you have multiple owners within the LLC and somebody passes away? That operating agreement that the attorney helped you guys develop is going to spell all of that stuff out up front, so everybody has a clear understanding of what that process is. And lastly, what's the process in dissolving the LLC if necessary? Again, this operating agreement is going to help lay all of that out up front. And then the next thing that is good about having an attorney, although it is a very easy step to do yourself, is applying for an EIN. And an EIN is very important for several reasons. One, once you have an EIN, you will end up using your EIN for your LLC instead of using your social security number. And what's also important to know is you cannot open up a business type account at a bank or a credit union or any financial institution unless you have an EIN issued to you by the IRS. And along with those 3 things where an attorney can help out, there's some other spots that they can facilitate with. That is 1, they can help you avoid making filing mistakes. 2, they can help you keep records and proper documentation of the process. 3, they can help assist with additional business procedures if necessary. And 4, if desired, they can provide you enduring or long-term legal advice. And that's it. That is kind of my pros for why I decided to use an attorney to file or help me file my LLC. Now let's talk about some cons. Of course, there may be more than what I'm going to discuss. I'm just going to point out a couple of them, and they're really the most obvious ones, I think. The first one is cost, right? Using an attorney can cost a lot of money. And if you don't have that money, that might not be an option for you. I did not have a lot of money. I do not have a lot of money. But what I did is I found a fee that I was willing to work with to have an attorney, to sit down with an attorney, to go over those three things that we talked about, to help me file my LLC with the state at a cost that I thought was reasonable for the work that the attorney was going to provide. And secondly, any of those expenses, i.e. legal expenses when you're starting a business, are tax deductions that you can capture when you file your taxes at the end of that year. So that kind of also was a determining factor on why I decided to go that route. The other part to that is, the attorney that I chose, it's not like I'm keeping that attorney on retainer. The attorney and I agreed that they will file the paperwork for me. They'll get me through the process. And then if I ever need to come back and need legal advice or need help with something else, when it comes to the business from a legal perspective, I would pay the attorney at that point for that advice provided at that point in time. Secondly, you need to make sure you hire the right type of an attorney. Again, I'm not a legal beagle, but I went and sought out an attorney, a business attorney that was very experienced in helping businesses file LLCs and managing their businesses. Not all attorneys are created equal. You don't want to hire a divorce attorney or a workers' comp attorney or a disability attorney to help you file your business LLC paperwork, unless they specifically specialize in that. So you want to consider that, because there's a lot of different reasons, but it's a different type of practice. Every state has different laws, and you want to make sure those attorneys are aware of whatever the laws are that you are deciding to operate your business in, which means you should always do the proper research before you agree to hire somebody to support you and your business in moving forward. So to recap, the main benefit of hiring an attorney to help you file your LLC paperwork is that they are experts in this area. It's their bread and butter. This is what they do every day. Most of us, if not all of us, aren't experts at filing for businesses or starting a business. And it may be worth having someone there in your corner with your interests in mind to help guide you and move you in the right direction. Somebody you can lean on to help almost guarantee the process as you kind of move forward. This will help reduce, the possibility of me making a mistake if I was kind of going at this all alone, and possibly not understanding the processes, which again would lead to mistakes on my part, which could cost me financially, and of course, cost me from a time perspective. And that's it. So, hey guys, I hope this short video on the first step that I took into creating my custom fishing rod business helps you. One, I hope it helps encourage you. If you're kind of, not so sure, you want to do it, you want to start a business, but you're not sure about the process, I hope it encourages you to seek out some information and figure out kind of like what right looks like and what you have for options. Because if it's something that you really want to do, why not give it a go? Why not give it a shot? And I hope this video just helps you guys make a better, more informed decision if you were contemplating on using an attorney to file your LLC or any business paperwork with your state. Thanks again for watching. I truly appreciate the support, and make sure you guys watch this next video here. Until next time, guys, take care.